Help.
Let's get him in. Let's get him in. Quick now, quick. And close the doors behind him. Where's Esther? Where's Esther, Billy? She was with you, no?
The Apocalypse Players present Bleak Prospect, a Depression-era scenario for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition by Scott Dorward from the Nameless Horrors collection. Starring Danann McAleer as former socialite Maureen Frayne, Joseph Chance as former businessman Thomas Dolan, and Dan Wheeler as former medical doctor Nathaniel Coombs. The keeper of arcane lore is Dominic Allen. Chapter 3: Babes in the Wood.
I think I was doing some a bit of medicine or first aid on the back seat.
So he's currently unconscious on the back seat.
Right. I've kept the engine idling, and I want to sort of keep the car moving very slowly in the direction we were going. But say, Coombs, Nathaniel, can you? Is he okay?
I'll try to do some first aid on the poor boy.
Please do. Thomas,
wait,
what does that mean? Prospect.
Don't drive on. No, yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can see any see anything off the side of the road.
Be quick.
I'd got the impression that he'd indicated that there was a trail into the woods, like right here, right? Like he'd wandered out of the woods right here. I mean,
he has wandered out of the woods.
I mean, we might want to carry on driving anyway, but I think...
Let me just have a look. Let me just have one look.
Of course.
And I want to dash, but of course, instantly the shortness of breath hits me, and I lean on the car, but then I push off it to see if I can see anything. Now, I don't have any tracking, and I realize that probably it should be Maureen who has a look, but I'm going to have a look anyway. So I've got a base 20% chance, right?
Tracking? Yeah, sure.
No, 10%, isn't it? Base 10%.
Might be, yeah.
My tracking is pretty good, as we discussed last time.
Yeah, so that's... I think I know you well enough to know, but it's only just occurred to me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have a look, and if there's nothing, I'll come back to you. 27, I'm not going to spend the luck.
How's he doing back there?
So I'm a bit desperate, but I'm looking around.
Nathaniel, how's he doing?
Would you like me to do a first aid roll or a medicine roll?
This would be first aid, I think. What have you got with you, equipment-wise?
I think I brought my bag.
Fine. Yeah, I think this would be first aid.
It makes no difference, actually, because I've got the same points in both. That's a regular success.
So, looking at him, he's very ill. And with a success, I presume you're examining his whole body, right? On the back seat.
I think so, yeah.
So you're examining his body. His skin is flaking. He looks like in parts of him, he looks like he's been burned, but not by any fire. You recognize like chemical burns almost. And the skin is flaking away. It seems aggressively worse than it was 24 hours ago. Like he's been exposed to something, you think. But then as you're examining his body further, you maybe listen to his heart. His heart seems fine. But you hear something else, this kind of gurgling movement.
Dorward.
Like indigestion. And perhaps that's what compels you to check his stomach. But as you touch his stomach, your hand phases through his skin.
Choose the doctor, they said. Choose the doctor. We might need a doctor. Mad by the end of the day.
So the skin doesn't break. It's like it turns into jelly under your hand, and your hand just goes into him.
What the fuck? No, I don't like that.
And you can feel internal organs, and that is a sanity roll, I'm afraid.
Expect it is.
And a luck roll.
And a luck roll? Oh no.
God.
Okay, well, to start with, I failed my sanity. So do you want to deal with that first, or shall I do my luck roll as well?
Do your luck roll while I roll your sanity loss.
And I failed my luck roll as well, yeah? I failed them.
Oh, wait. Hang on a second. I invoke the Wheeler restart rule.
Oh, wait, I don't seem to be recording.
Yeah. Oh, what shame. What shame.
What shame. We'll
do it
just
again.
We'll pick it up where we...
Damn.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
How much sanity... What's your current sanity situation?
It's not great.
Have you gone mad?
Well, I might have done now. Not yet.
It's not looking good.
I'm on 36, and I started on 40. So, I mean, I've got to lose another 4 points before I do.
Let's see.
Oh, fucking hell.
What is it? A 4? A D4? What's he rolling? He's not going to tell me. The big one.
A D100.
That didn't sound like a 4.
You lose 3 points.
Oh! I think I'm going to have to end up doing another Wheeler Classic and like blindfold myself so I can't see anything else.
Lord of Cthulhu is the winner.
Do you have any meth in your bag?
Good call.
Yeah.
So I'm on 33 sanity now. 1 point would do it for me. And my luck roll, what does that entail? Which I failed.
You've killed him.
This seems very unreasonable. Let me just be absolutely clear about this. I did pass my first aid roll.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was the problem all along.
If you hadn't, perhaps your hand wouldn't have phased through the child.
Perhaps, yeah.
But then Billy might be dead.
Maybe it'd be better if he was.
Maybe it'd be better if he was.
Beginning to think it might be better if all of us are dead. But
You suddenly feel this intense pain in your hand, and it actually makes you scream. Probably. Is Thomas Dolan in the car?
well, I was just imagining that I was just outside it.
Fine.
Literally, I just got out. That's what.
Oh, so you both hear Nathaniel scream. Nathaniel loses 3 hit points.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
Give me a fucking break.
That's harsh.
I think probably in that case you pull your hand up, and I don't know if the others see this or not, but do you?
I mean,
Hear him scream.
if it's after the scream, I'm in the front seat. I'm turning around to see what's happening.
I think I wheel around. I mean, I'm right next to the window, I would have thought. So I can just look and see what's happening.
Fine. You see Nathaniel sort of half his forearm is inside Billy Spitzer, and he's screaming like something's. The pain is horrible. It's like something's ripping at your hand.
Oh,
God.
And as you pull your hand out, you all catch a glimpse of something, sort of the tail of something wriggling into Nathaniel's arm. You see it sort of like this bulge, and then it disappears into him. So that's sanity rolls for Maureen and Thomas, unfortunately, as well.
But I've seen The Matrix, so surely that's not a problem for me. Backseat operation. Now, are you sure that his back isn't turned to me? I mean, Maureen, she'll turn around, right? And she's
Wasted roll, but I got a 1.
she's landscape, whereas I'm parallel. So isn't there a percentage chance?
I imagine him screaming and pulling his arm up.
It's only a 20% roll I'm asking for. And luck is only 20%. And now I'll take
right,
it.
give me a luck.
No, I'll take it, Dom. I'll take it. I'm being a dick. I'm being a dick.
In my head, you were already in the woods.
I thought it was quite reasonable.
I mean, if you want to waste your good roll.
But then he wanted me back at the car. So
They always want you back.
he wants me to see this.
What did you get, Danann? Sorry?
A 1.
You don't care.
That's okay.
you don't care.
I got a 9.
Give a fuck.
It's not as good as a 1, is it? But 9 is really...
Yeah, I've ruined a quite impressive roll there, but...
Man, I'm so sorry. We both rolled really well.
So you both still lose a point of sanity.
Well, my first reaction, I see this. Do I see this thing sort of in his arm, going into his arm?
Yeah. And actually, are you? Is the car moving, or did you stop?
Well, I was still idling.
Yeah, I said don't keep moving.
I kept the engine running. But there's a part of me that wants to... My first aid's 50%, but my instinct is to just say, grab your elbow and sort of try and tie something. I've seen something go into his arm.
The hell? What the hell?
I want to, like, tourniquet off his arm.
What the hell was that? And I'm up against the glass of the window.
I think I just turn around and say to Maureen, I think it's too late. I think it's too late.
Shit. What happened? What happened? Nathaniel.
I put my hand on his stomach and it gave way.
Oh my Christ.
He's okay. Is he okay? He's still breathing. His heart's beating, right?
Yeah. Is his stomach completely flayed out, or does it look like?
No. His stomach is completely whole. The skin isn't broken, except it's flaking and looks, frayed. But
I've seen this sort of thing before, Nathaniel. When we'd have people come around, they'd perform the magic tricks, try and heal people. They'd have chicken livers up their sleeves, and they'd rub the belly and then make it look like they'd pull the organs out. Are you playing some sort of trick on us? I don't know why you'd be doing that.
I saw it too. I saw it. That's no trick.
I think I treat that comment with the disdain it deserves, and maybe step out the car and go and walk off and take some deep breaths.
The disdain it deserves? Really? Your hands have just gone through a child. But fine.
Speaking of which, when you've brought your hand out, it's the hand you were probably digging at earlier anyway, so it's already a bit damaged, but now it is like it's
God.
like flayed. It's torn up.
Oh.
And it fucking hurts. But also it's somewhat disabled now. Your motility with that hand is kind of compromised.
That's convenient, isn't it, for me? Another character who's fucked up one of his hands.
Yeah. Chop it off, that's what I say. While this conversation has been happening, obviously there was the reaction of shock, but I'm going to make my way to the back. I'm going to make my way to the trunk of the car. Or possibly the bonnet might be, it depends where the engine is. Wherever the bonnet boot is. Not the bonnet, the boot. The trunk in American, the boot in English.
Yeah.
So you go to the boot of the car.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nathaniel, you were wandering off, were you?
Just to get some air and take a look at my hand.
Can I talk to you privately for sort of 10 seconds?
To me? Oh, God. It's going to get worse.
You take a little walk away and catch your breath.
Yeah.
And weirdly, you start to feel, despite your hand being mangled, you suddenly feel a bit better. Maybe it's the fresh air. Or maybe it's something else. But either way, you gain 10 power and 20 luck.
Interesting. And did that feel like that happened from me stepping in a certain direction? It's hard to tell, just stepping out of the car.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
But you feel this incredible inner feeling of vitality suddenly that you haven't felt for a long time.
Oh, great. Well, that's good.
So you're going to the trunk of the car.
Yeah. And I say, Jesus Christ, goddamn, something in his arm. And I'll try and open it in the hope that it isn't locked.
No, I think it's probably just open.
Yeah. Is there anything in the back that I would be able to use to blaze an X onto one of the trees here? Just like, because I have nothing. All I've got is my fiddle, and there's no fucking way. My fiddle's in the front seat, by the way.
I think I need a hard
luck check.
A hard luck roll.
Son of a bitch. Well, it's the depression, right? We're not allowed to have anything. We're not allowed to have anything. I get it. 68 is not passing. A 10 was my target. Nothing in there?
There's a briefcase, like a valise.
Yeah.
But that's it. And the valise doesn't have seemingly much in it, yeah.
Sod all in. Some paper.
A spare toothbrush.
Son of a bitch. I'll take the valise and I'll shove it at the base of a tree, but facing away from the road. I'll just dash over to one and I'll shove it there. And then I'll dash back to the car, or if I can see Coombs, I'll dash over to him.
Yeah, you can see him. He's just sort of taking a little walk.
Yeah, I'm just sort of filling my lungs with a bit of air and looking at my hand.
Dr. Coombs.
Yeah, yes.
Sorry
about that.
Do you need help?
No, I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right.
Would you like a moment?
No, I've taken a moment. I should have another look at the boy, but...
What the hell? Your hand? Holy... What the hell is that?
I'm not... I don't think it's as bad as it looks.
Well, you're the doc. We gotta tell you, it looks pretty bad. We got to get out of here.
Well, I wonder whether we should maybe take a look in these woods where...
I've marked a tree. We can drive back if we need to. We need to lie low in case there was another car at that diner. He could get help. They could be after us. We got to go back. I'm sorry because I don't know what's happening here. And I saw it too. I saw it. And the little bit of food I think I managed to get from the diner that we shared out. I can tragically feel it rising in my throat as I think about what went back into your hand. And I sort of visibly pale, even more pale than I am anyway. But I also instinctively take a step back away from you in fear.
What I will say, Dan, is that your hand, as a doctor, you know that your hand needs some attention if you're going to have a chance of using it again.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the case that you have the right equipment back at the Hooverville.
No.
This might require something else.
I can give you the lining of my jacket if you want to wrap that.
I might have something in my bag. Well, if they want to get back in the car and drive, then I will do so. I mean, it's not my daughter who's lost in the woods, so if they want to drive on, I'll drive on.
True hero.
So what do you do? The three of you.
I'll walk back to the car and get in the back seat, I guess, with Billy.
Would it be fair to say that while this conversation has been going on out back, since I didn't lose any sanity, as soon as they're both away from the car, I turn around and slap Billy in the face. Say, Billy, wake up. Does anything happen?
Yeah, your hand phases into his face.
Your hand goes through and removes his brain.
Kalima. Well, I'm not belting the kid, but I want to wake him up the same way you would like anyone. Maybe I am belting.
The same way you'd wake up any child.
Yeah,
Violence.
I love Billy. And I feel for Billy Spitzer, but Esther is still missing, and that is my driving force.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
He said one word, I want more.
So yeah, you slap him quite hard, and he sort of comes to a little bit.
Billy. Esther, where is Esther? Where have you been? Where is she?
He sort of looks really confused. Where am I?
You're with me. You're safe. It's me. It's Maureen. Don't worry. But I need you to tell me where Esther is.
I don't know where Esther is.
Where have you been?
I don't know. Where are we?
We're on the road. We're safe. But I need you to think real sharp now and tell me where Esther is.
I don't remember anything.
Where have you been, Billy? Where have you been? Was it the faceless men? The men with masks? Did they take you?
What? That was a dream.
No, it wasn't a dream. It wasn't a dream. It was real. Now tell me where they took you. I mean, it may require a roll.
We should get going.
Oh, shit.
I think I need a psychology or psychoanalysis roll.
Right.
While you're doing that, can I may have put two and two together and made five last time. I got the impression that he was saying, I thought he told us in his sort of like weird fugue that he'd said that we or she were in a house, and he'd said the house was called Prospect. Was that right, or have I?
Prospect, yeah.
He certainly said something along those lines that you could probably construe as that.
Right.
We don't know where Prospect is.
I'm still thinking, I do know where Prospect is, but I'm making sure.
We outside the car do not know.
Yes. But I just wanted to, it's the basics. I don't have any skill in either. So, which would you like?
Psychology then. Fine.
So that's for fuck's sake. I promise I'm not lying. A 1.
What?
With his weight.
What? Double 1.
I've got 2 1s in
That's amazing.
1.
It's amazing.
It probably won't do me any good because I know where Prospect is already. But
You roll for Dan for a bit.
Yeah, could you be rolling for me, please?
yeah.
Okay, he's had a shocker so far.
It occurs to you that Billy has amnesia. He's got amnesia, and he didn't have it. He didn't have it before he'd fallen unconscious. He remembered things, and now they've gone.
Right. So the stuff he said about Prospect and the house, very briefly, I can tell it's not a lie. He's not trying to cover anything up. He's just confused about where he is.
That's the impression you get, yeah.
Right. Well, I believe him, obviously, because it's an extreme success. So if these guys are sort of coming around the car, I do say, Billy, you just rest up now. The doctor's here. He'll take care of you. Get in. We're going to Prospect.
What do you think's wrong with him? What do you mean, Prospect? What is it?
I fire up the car and start driving, and as soon as they're in, I say, I don't know. He doesn't remember anything, but I think what he said to us before.
But what do you just said it like you understand it. What is it?
Well, the Prospect, the old Hawks estate.
Have I ever heard of it? Coombs, have you ever heard of it?
You probably both have heard of the Hawks estate. Hawks was... let's have education rolls to see how much you remember.
I mean, I definitely know because it's one of my meaningful locations.
Well, that's a very good roll. That's an extreme success on my education.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just passed. 41 pass.
Wonderful.
Throughout this, thinking about Prospect, I'm looking at the doc. I'm looking at his arm, and I'm thinking, I just saw something go into it. You know?
Yeah.
It's quite a prospect.
And I probably, even in the midst of knowing that we're all thinking about other things, I say, can you cut it out?
I don't think so.
Did it come from him?
It's hard to tell. I experienced something similar with poor Priestley back at the Hooverville.
What the hell?
God. Priestley. What happened to him?
That's why you looked like shit when you came out.
I think it may have been connected. I believe it may be connected to whatever it is we're all suffering from. My working theory is that it.
And as I cough, I listen to
a form of parasite.
I think I might need to roll a sanity check because I think I've just started thinking we might all have it.
Oh, so you feel paranoid?
I feel paranoid.
I don't think that. I think
is it
your
okay?
previous sanity success will carry you on, but you can still be paranoid. You can still worry about it.
Sure.
You all have some knowledge about Aston Hawks. He was in the physics department at Miskatonic University for a long time.
Uh-oh.
And he disappeared in 1926. Now he'd already left his position at the university by then, because the professor, as you call him, back at the Hooverville, Carl Rothstein, was one of his former colleagues. And occasionally he will mention Aston Hawks. He, quite darkly, he mutters about him. You get the impression that things ended acrimoniously there, but Rothstein's often called Hawks a madman, and an idiot, and a dabbler in things he doesn't barely understand. And whenever you have had some moonshine at the Hooverville, and Rothstein's been in his cups on Surgical Spirit or whatever, he may have occasionally said, "The idiot probably got himself killed with one of his mad experiments. They wouldn't stand for it on the campus."
Interesting.
And this Prospect, is that like the house?
Yeah, you would probably. Well, certainly Maureen Frayne knows that.
I regularly went there for dances and dinner parties and things back in the day.
But in your tragic crisis, I don't think you're forthcoming, are you?
No, I don't feel the need to mention that. I'm speeding towards the estate.
Prospect, certainly the way it was talked about by that glimpse that we had of the kid before he collapsed. suggests Prospect might be the house.
I'm now wondering whether we should have gone back and picked up Rothstein and brought him with us. Sounds like he might be potentially
Are
useful.
you saying that out loud?
Well,
because I'm kind of tunnel vision.
I think while you're thinking about that, I tunnel vision into, we need to get off the road in case they come after us. Just for a few minutes. Just, change up the pattern.
Look at Billy. Do you think Esther has a few minutes? Billy might not have a few minutes. I'm assuming he's lapsed back into unconsciousness.
If they catch you at this car, if they call the cops on us and the cops take us down, we can't do anything for Esther.
I can charm the police.
Maureen, you can't charm the police. You look like shit.
I am a lady of quality.
Nothing's changed. I'm going to get us out of this, but we got to pull off the road. Doc?
I know, Thomas, I know.
If we drive up here, it's the most obvious thing that we do. We're behaving like criminals, which we aren't.
Well,
I know technically we stole the car, but
it's situation.
God damn it, fate stole our lives, so let's take them back and let's do the right thing. Let's get off.
Find me any police chief who wouldn't steal a car to save his own child.
I've marked the track back there if there is one. I couldn't see one. Should have been you looking.
Okay.
Let's pull off. Next turn off we see, we take.
Okay, perhaps.
And what is this Prospect place? Can we get to Prospect?
Well, that's my main question is, because I said I was pulling away in the direction of Prospect. Dom, I know where Prospect is, the house. Mm-hmm. Is it near, and which direction's it in?
It's probably a 10-minute drive. 15
Towards Arkham, away from the Hooverville?
Towards Arkham.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way we were going.
Yeah.
Doc, you okay?
I'd like to take this opportunity, if it's all right, to at least try a bit of first aid on myself. Like, as much as you say, it's going to need more than that. Even if it's just a case of wrapping something around my hand so it's not so obviously, like,
horrendous.
Gruesome.
Yeah.
Like a bandage out my doctor's kit or something.
What I'll say is, yeah, you can do that. Give me the roll. You could recover a hit point this way, but you'll probably still take a penalty die on anything that requires certainly both hands.
Understood. That's a hard success on either first aid or medicine.
Fantastic. So yeah, you get a hit point back.
Great.
Sick.
That's something.
And yeah, you think, if it came to it, you could use it. It would hurt, but if you really needed to do something, technically proficient, it's going to be really difficult.
Which hand is it? Was it my right hand?
Up to you. Whichever one you'd already started digging at.
Which hand would you enter a body with?
Presume it was your dominant hand.
I think that might have been my left hand.
And is that when one of them went in?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I say, I remember Rothstein. I remember Rothstein talking about Aston Hawks. It's his old place. That right? Prospect is the old Hawks.
That's
place?
right. Yes. I imagine I probably met Aston, or maybe I didn't. But maybe I knew his wife better. I don't know if he had a wife.
I don't think Rothstein didn't speak of him too well.
I remember, yes.
I apologize. My thoughts aren't as fast as they once were, but
don't worry.
I partly think that this poor boy, we need to get him to a hospital, and
yes,
I think I should probably see a more well-equipped physician myself. But on the other hand, I wonder whether we should go and speak to Rothstein and see if he can shed any light, or perhaps even come with us to the Hawks place. But on the other hand,
Esther, we've got to find Esther. We've got to find Esther.
Yes.
Then we can go to the hospital with them both, right, guys? Right?
Yes, exactly.
And maybe we can find out some more that we'd be able to say to Rothstein.
Yes.
I think you look after your hand there, Doc, and you. Great driving, Maureen. And let's just get there and we'll sort it out.
So I will just keep sort of looking at Billy, just kind of tending to him, although I know I can't actually improve his condition.
I feel the thinness of my chest as I'm breathing hard.
So you're driving to Prospect?
Yes.
My money's on this kid not making it much longer than the next couple of scenes. But, well, see how we go. Come on, Esther, we can find you.
Yeah.
Maureen, when we get close...
Yeah.
Just we might want to. I don't know the road, so we might want to fall back a bit, maybe take a moment before we drive on in there, just to...
Yeah. Oh, no, I was thinking we pull off by the road and make our way up there by foot.
Great. Is that okay with you, Doc?
That sounds fine to me, yes.
How's the kid?
Doc, perhaps you should stay with Billy.
Perhaps that's not a bad idea.
If you're feeling unwell. And also, perhaps it's not a bad thing if the police do see our car by the road. After all, there's children being abducted here. That's a bigger crime than a car being stolen.
Look at Billy. He's not... He didn't look like that last time I saw him. I think yesterday afternoon I saw him, or maybe yesterday morning.
I know.
I mean, Doc, what moves that quickly? He looks awful.
Yes.
What do you think, Doc?
Well, I've told you my belief is that he needs to be taken to a hospital as soon as possible, but I can see that finding Esther is another priority, so I think maybe I should stay with him in the car wherever we stop.
He'll be fine, Doc. He'll be fine with you. But my point is, if Esther's in the same position, it's better that we get her, and then we can take them both to hospital.
I understand.
How close are we, Maureen?
Not too far now, I assume.
So you turn up this long... I mean, it's technically a private driveway, but it's basically a long track.
Do I know how long it is?
Yeah, it winds on for a few minutes.
Right. Well, we don't want to drive entirely into the complex or the opening. I feel like maybe we drive halfway up and then stop and go the rest of the way on foot.
I'm imagining there's woods either side, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a place that we'd be able to pull off?
Not really. You can just sort of stop in the middle of this road, really.
Well, maybe I'll do that, but try and pull over to the side enough that, a police car could get through if it was needed, or an ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, so, what do you say? I'm going on foot from here. If anyone would like to come with me, I'd appreciate it. But, Doc, I'd completely understand you staying with Billy. How's he doing?
Well, the same. He's the same, right? He's not any worse, not any better.
Oh.
I mean, I suppose I should divulge the information that Billy is my significant people. So, I am going to be really reluctant to leave him in the back.
He was your assistant, right?
Yeah.
Well, he is your assistant.
Yeah. Kind of like a son to me in a lot of ways.
And how old is Billy?
I should know, shouldn't I? If he's
because
like
Esther's 12, but they were best friends, I think, so.
Billy is he's same age.
Listen, Doc, Maureen. We stole the car, right? From what I know about company law, they ain't going to look kindly on us for that. The cops ain't going to help us. They're going to lock us up. And that means we can't find Esther. So we ain't going to get help from the law. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see.
I hate to break it down like that. But the moment that we took the car, which is the right thing to do, we've changed the game. We've got to see this through now. We've got to get back. We've got to get back to where we all belong. Take Esther, take Billy too. How strong are you feeling, Doc? My breath's short. I'm not going to lie, but I could...
No, I could
carry him a bit, and then you could take him for a bit.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling all right, but I agree with the first part of your assessment that we are on the wrong side of the law, but even in this godforsaken time and in this part of the world, people still they value the lives of children, and if someone was to come across the car and find me and Billy, I believe they would take Billy to a hospital, and what happens to me is neither here nor there.
No, I like what you're saying, but what happens to Billy after you're not here or there? You see what I'm saying?
Are you saying that these faceless men, these masked people, they're in league with the authorities, the police, or?
From what I know, the only thing that's anybody's in league with is the dollar, right? The dollar buys everybody. So
you're right. I don't know.
This is irrelevant to me. I don't care. What matters to me is that we all stick together, because, Doc, I don't know what this thing is, and I don't, and my hand starts to shake slightly, and I pick up my fiddle, And I sort of clutch it to my chest and I say, I don't know what's in any of our, but you're the only one who might have an insight into it. I haven't got a clue about that. Maureen, because what if something's up at Hawks' place that he's messing around with, dabbling? That's what he said. He said he was dabbling.
You're right. And as I say that, even though we're still in the car, I imagine, but we've unseated our belts, or I don't know if belts were a thing, but either way, I immediately stick the car into reverse and very rapidly turn the car around in like a remarkable 3-point turn, so it's facing outside of the estate again. And I say, either way, Esther's in here. I'm going to get her now. And I get out of it. I turn the engine off, facing back towards the road, and I get out of the car.
Okay.
Let's take him with us. Here, I'll take him for the first bit, then you carry him.
I would rather stay here and look after Billy, and when you find Esther, you can bring her back, and I will look after her as best as I can.
Doc, and I grab him. I grab him by the lapels. It's a favorite John's move. I grab him and I go, Doc, if you don't move, you die. That's what I'm learning here. Jesus Christ, that's what Roscoe Malloy did. He kept moving, and now he owns my whole company. I got to take it back off him, and I got to put you back in an MD's office, and I got to get her back into high society. If it's the last goddamn thing I do, now get your ass out of that car and give me that boy. I'll carry him like a fireman for as long as I can, and I'm going to intimidate your ass.
Okay,
we're going blue on blue. Yankee on Yankee.
It's a 23 on a 50, so it's a hard. It's business intimidate.
Well, I'm convinced.
Well, if you're convinced.
I just say, there's no need to speak to me like that. I thought we were all friends. I'll carry him. And I get out and I see if I can. And I don't do a fireman's lift. I carry him in the most awkward way possible, which is like a baby.
Well, he doesn't weigh much,
but he probably weighs nothing. Yeah,
tragic.
And I'm despite everything, I'm still reasonably strong.
Is at this point I see that fast talk right next to intimidate was 50. I could just roll that instead. I'd been much nicer, wouldn't it?
And you would have alienated.
Fuck! Just saw it. Always study a character sheet. That's what I've learned there.
I do. I carefully lift him out of the car. He's still covered in.
As this is happening, I've opened up the bonnet, taken a sweep of engine grease. I'm slicking my hair down and sort of trying to twirl the front strand of my fringe to be like one of the curls I used to have.
So we're slicking her hair.
Then I wipe that off on the grass, and I collect some berries or whatever there is, anything that's red, even if it's not berries, even if they're poisonous, and I sort of dab at my lips and at my cheeks as if like a sort
like
of
a clown.
fake rouge.
Oh, amazing.
Here, stick your fingers in Billy's stomach.
Well, you'd say like a clown, but my etiquette is 60.
No,
and,
of course you know what you
I'm
do.
very experienced with this, and then as I stride off, sort of hearing the vestiges of this conversation, I check that the 38's loaded, and I slip it through the lining of my jacket, so it's sort of I can hold it in my pocket without it looking like I'm holding a gun in my pocket. It's one of the advantages of having holes all through the lining of your jacket. You know, you can sort of have it tucked into the bottom.
Is that my gun that you've got?
No,
or is it
it's
your own?
not. It's Charles's.
Oh yeah, so I've still got mine. I've still got my 38.
I've got a fiddle, and I know how to use it. I lean on the car. I put my temple on the car, my forehead on the car, and I just go, "Oh Jesus, Mary and Joseph, son of a bitch."
There's a part of me that I know Dolan, I know Thomas better than anyone. I mean, our shack back at the Hooverville is separated by a sheet of old cloth. You know, we're basically cohabitors. So I know his temper. Not that he's ever used it against me, because he's a better man than that. But I also know the sort of the psychology of Nathaniel Coombs, and I realise exactly what's happening behind me, and it's an inconvenience that I sort of glance back over my shoulder.
Got no time for.
Still carrying the child, but I'm focused and I keep walking.
So you walk the rest of the way up this track, and it kind of curves up, slightly up an incline. until you get to the gates of Prospect. And they are wrought iron gates and wrought in the iron is the word Prospect. And Billy Spitzer stirs in his sort of unconscious sleep and murmurs, Prospect, under his breath.
That's right, Billy.
Beyond the gate, you can see that the gates are rusted. They're almost orange with rust in places and heavily padlocked. There is a 10-foot high wall around the entire estate, and the trees are quite close to it and what have you. But beyond, through the gate, you can see the grounds of Prospect are completely wild. The grass is hip height in places. It's completely gone to seed.
Would it take a spot hidden to see whether or not the padlocks and locks are more recent than the rusted gates, or whether there's activity in the gravel?
Give me a spot. You can all give me a spot hidden, actually.
That's a 19 on my 50 spot hidden. Another very good roll. Hard.
No, it's a fail on my base. 25, 49 on 25.
Maureen notices that in the leaf mulch that turns into gravel on the other side of the gate, of the leaf mulch of this driveway, there are tyre tracks that look similar to the ones at the Hooverville.
Right. Okay.
You know, Maureen, from experience that the grounds of Prospect cover about 30 acres. They've got a summer house, there's a small ornamental lake. It's a big place.
If I was to draw a mental map of the place, I don't suppose that would be available to me.
Not really.
No, that's fine. I just thought I'd check.
Was it always like this, Maureen?
No, it used to be the most well-tended gardens I'd ever seen. There were, the fountains were clear, the lawn well kept. This is, of course, since old Hawks disappeared. I don't know who's been keeping it.
Right, of course.
Anyone could have moved in. Anyone.
Is that 27, 26? And I look at them both.
Yeah, around then. But, his poor wife.
Do you want me to take the boy?
I'm straining under his weight, but I say, no, I'll keep hold of Billy.
Right.
And to answer your question, Maureen, as well, the padlock and chain look almost brand new.
I thought so. In which case...
How do you want to play this?
I say, take him aside slightly. It might hurt your ears. And I take out my 38 and put it against the padlock, link, and fire.
Wait.
Yes, what is it? Thomas.
Is you sure there isn't some other way that we can get in without making quite so much noise?
Well, I'm sure there is, but if we have to get out again, and with this boy, with Billy, I don't want him to pass away because we're trying to corral him over some 10-foot wall.
All right.
Ooh, could I do an intelligence check to see if I know, like, maybe there is somewhere along the wall that's like maybe a horse paddock or something where it's more fencing than wall, or...
There's nothing like that. The only way...
Nothing like that?
If you're not going through the gate...
Yeah.
Nothing like that. If you're not going through the gate, you have to break your way in. The wall, you'd have to climb. You can probably find somewhere along the wall where, you might be able to shimmy up a nearby tree and sort of get a bit of help, but yeah, it's a pretty secure property.
But basically, there's nowhere I know of that it would be easier to get into than the gate.
No.
In which case, I sort of say to myself, shit, we should have just brought the car up here and rammed the gate. Well,
but I'm thinking, what if people are in there?
Well, what if people are? If they are, they're the people who took the children.
Sure, but you want to take them on like an army? It's just the four of us.
Well, I know, but what else?
I don't think Billy's going to help.
Yes, you're right. We should be stealthy. Look,
let me climb up. I'll have a look, and I'll try and climb a tree to get a better view see if I can see anything.
And while he's doing that, I might put Billy down and see if I can pick a lock with my scalpel.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, sure.
My
That would be a locksmith roll.
my locksmith is 1, but
Do you want me to do a climb roll, or should I just climb a tree?
sorry, I should wait for.
No, well, let's do simultaneous. I like it.
Let's have a climb roll then.
Let's do this. Locksmith climb roll, double act. Damn it. That's just a fail. Fuck.
How are you climbing?
I was going to climb a tree, so I was going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Is Maureen helping you?
If she can help me.
Like with a...
I think I would if I saw a boost would be helpful, yeah.
Then take a bonus die.
Well, that would be very useful, because 48 is incredibly close. Oh, great. 98. Fuck. Well, we tried. Damn it. I can't get up there. I'm sorry. Hey, looks like the doc's got an idea. I slide down. I nearly cut my hand.
Don't worry.
I obviously failed my my locksmith, and by too far to spend any luck on it.
So, yeah, I mean, I look around with desperation, but then I just nod at Maureen and I say, all right, I'll cover my ears, Doc.
And I pick up Billy and sort of walk away from there.
Does the tree look like it has any useful branches where I could sort of create an improvised staff club? Because I'm currently completely... Well, I've got my fiddle, but I don't want to use it as a club.
No, don't ruin the instrument.
I'm going to say there's enough trees around that you can probably do that without rolling for it.
Yeah. So I'll just sort of snap off a branch, snap off some bits of it and go, okay, I'm ready. I imagine my fiddle is in a case. It is in a case, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
At which point, as they both walk away, I, like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, just put the 38 to the padlock and just fire.
So I'm going to ask for a firearms roll.
Yeah, that's fair. It's point blank, of course, but that...
Of course. But I'm going to say that anything you roll is going to succeed except for a fumble.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
Nice.
Well, my firearms is pretty good, actually. That's a 79, which on my 60...
So it ricochets quite badly and it knocks you backwards and it makes a hell of a bang. It's really loud, obviously.
Yeah.
But it does break the padlock.
Okay, great.
And as you push the gates open, they screech on their rusted hinges, cutting through the weird silence of this wooded place. And you step through the threshold into Prospect.
What sort of tea? Lapsang Souchong?
I do have some Lapsang Souchong. It's one of my favourites. Quite
nice. Yeah. Likewise.
Acquired taste.
Yeah.
Bonfires in a tea.
Acquired from being an arsehole.